You see, if you think moksha, there's a big misunderstanding with most Hindus. They think, or even the Western, academics, they somehow think moksha means Hinduism running away from life. They want to, kind of snuff out life. Hinduism doesn't have that. By the way, the Jain tradition talks of nirvana. That is like snuffing out your being. Moksha is quite different. Even though we come from the same background tradition, we use different vocabulary. Moksha is simply saying, it's not you run away from life, or you kind of, say, okay, the life is boring and getting tiresome, I want to give it up and I want to attain moksha, as if that is running away. We never teach stuff like that. This is a deeper vision of moksha. Moksha doesn't mean you kind of get snuffed out, and what happens to you then after moksha? You just kind of get demolished. You get demolished? No. To the contrary, moksha is simply, I'm telling you the Sanskrit meaning again, mohakshaya. There is a delusion for which we kill ourselves. You know what's a delusion? We all feel that if I can fulfill this desire, then I've sorted myself out. Then I've sorted my human condition out. There is a inbuilt in every living thing, not only human being, that if I can fulfill this desire, they can desires like can infect us all the time and keep popping up. When you fulfill one, 3 more will arrive. So this inbuilt desire fulfilling issue is the thing in a way infecting all of the living kingdom, not human, all living kingdom, sorting themselves, eat this, drink this. And this is in a way keeping us rolling on, saying, yes, this is it, I must chase after this, chase after this. And moksha simply says, my friend, after a lot of chasing and getting whacked in the process, we all get whacked. We wanted this, and when you get there, we feel, it's a waste of time. So we keep chasing after desires, and we don't seem to come to any end, any conclusion. And this is said, moha, delusion, regarding fulfilling your desires will sort you out. So end of delusion that you can sort yourself out by chasing desires. This is the meaning of the word moksha. End of the delusion. Now how can this happen? Well, a few ways. For example, suppose you are a very sober person and you say, I wanted that, I got it and I got nothing. Look, when I went on a cruise and said, I must go to this, sea and sand, wow, who have I made? In 2 seconds, I saw it and said, okay, now what? Fizzle down. That means, oh dear, I was chasing after this and there is hardly any stuff in it. It's just very fluffy and it's kind of just shadowy. That kind of maturity should arise in any individual, saying this chasing after does not sort me out at all, just gives me a little fizz, phew, and that it disappears in 2 ticks. Like a straw catching fire, disappears. So what was I chasing after? So you say, no, I must chase after this now. I must go to Tibet, I must go and meditate in the cave. You get all these desires popping up non-stop, and we keep chasing after it like fools. All of us are like fools, keep chasing after it, and we think we'll sort ourselves out if we do that. Moksha is saying, my boy, this will not be... Same is Buddhism. Buddhism is no different, slightly different variation in the vocabulary. The same thing, they're saying desires is the cause of our problem. Cause of suffering is desires. Unfulfilled, frustrated desires cause suffering. So Buddha said, get over desires. That's exactly what Buddha is teaching. So moksha is basically rising above the idea that fulfilling desires will sort me out. We all chase after it. It's like trying to catch shadows. And we don't learn our lesson unless we get really beaten up quite a lot. We get so many whacks, we say, oh, it didn't work. And then we become mature. And that maturity of rising above desires is called moksha. You don't get snuffed out. Do you know what's the difference? When you gain moksha, you don't give up your body even. You enjoy your body. But now, before moksha, you are living like a slave of the world that you encountered. Don't you notice, for example, I see this, and I see that good food there, I must munch it. So moksha in a way makes, the normal life makes us kind of slaves of the world that we encounter. We're slavish about this and that. We can't avoid it. This beautiful car, I must have that. So we become slaves of the universe, slaves of the creation that we inhabit. Moksha means instead of living like a slave, instead of living like a beggar, you become the master. None of them bother me. So then I live more fully. Yahoo! I am the master rather than the slave of the world that I encounter. This is the meaning of the moksha. And there are people who attain it. Like Ramana Maharshi, do you think he was interested in this food or that food and all that? Oh, he couldn't be bothered. One white piece of cloth and he was happy. And that is called moksha. While you are living here, you don't have to die.
Free e-learning course in Hinduism. To register, please visit www.hindu-academy.com.
Talks on Hinduism. Sponsored by People Care. Encouraging caring for the elderly in their own homes. For more information, please visit peoplecare.com.